You made it. Welcome back. You BEA beautiful souls. I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't been playing For Honor in a while, but what I have been playing is Arc Raiders. And like I said before in my previous videos, Arc Raiders is essentially the casual extraction shooter that has elements of hardcore games like Tarkov, and of course, Battlefield's laughable DMZ. And honestly, the extraction shooter is starting to explode at the moment, and that's a good thing. Now, the point of this video is that I want to tell you guys that this is the perfect time to play Arc Raiders and just get into it. It currently has a concurrent player base on Steam around 300,000 players, excluding console gamers, and that is absolutely huge. It's also excluding other applications like Epic Games that run this. And what that means is that there are so many players learning this game and gravitating towards it. If this game had a harder looting system and crafting system and a more punishing style of playstyle where it comes to not having free loadouts, then I guarantee you this game is going to be a lot less appealing to the casual audience. It's also incredibly satisfying to load into a game within a couple of minutes, whereas a lot of other games like Tarkov, specifically the most reputable one, or infamous one I should say, where you load into a game for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then of course you get head eyes within the first minute running away from your spawn, because the spawn points and of course the one-shot mechanic, as soon as someone hits your head you instantly die, and you have to redo all of the hard work of setting up your stash and your loadout. And to this day it is still a tragedy, even though they added preset loadouts, which is a great addition to Tarkov. But Arc Raiders doesn't have this problem because you load into a game within a minute and you have free loadout slots, so there's no risk, but there's plenty of reward. You have potentially the ability to kill one player, but I'd say if you're up against someone with level 2 shields or at least decent weapons, fully automatic weapons, and the anvil, well, you're basically cooked and you might have to respect it, and you can play any way you want and just play like a rat. And that's the crazy thing, it actually appeals to both a hardcore and a casual player's perspective. Not too much on the hardcore side and a little bit more on the casual side, but that's good because everybody wins. There's a saying that goes, when you cater to everyone, you cater to no one. But it seems like Arc Raiders has broken that rule. Every single hardcore player and casual player is playing this game right now. But at this moment in time, when the game is still fresh, new to plenty of casual players, I think this is the best time to play, because if you've played any extraction shooter, especially the Tarkov scene, which I know a lot of players, a lot of Tarkov players, friends of mine included, have come to join into this amazing Arc Raiders community. Well, the thing is that this game does not have a wipe system that is server wide, okay? And that's a really big thing. What this game essentially means is that you can play your character until the end of time. You can keep all your loadouts, keep all your good gear, your purples, your legendaries, and all that good stuff, and of course your skills that you have invested into, and be really strong. Now obviously these skill trees aren't gonna make you incredibly overpowered, where if you're on a 1v1 and someone's got the drop on you, you're not gonna survive. Someone with probably a mediocre weapon with good aim can probably kill you if they get the drop on you. And the point of why I'm saying this is because as soon as people start leveling up for, maybe let's just say the game lasted for a year or so, people have time to grind, loot, and level up their hideout system, and now everyone has legendary gear, everybody has purple items, and at that point there's no real reason to start looting anymore. And towards the end of the game's life cycle, it's going to be more focused on PvP or just making friends. And I'd say making friends only happens in the beginning of wipes like Tarkov, where there's a lot of friendly players and they just want to scream, hey, 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 I'm just trying to do my quest here, alright? We get plenty of those people in the solo queue Tarkov game mode, and also in the solo elements of Arc Raiders. And Arc Raiders, when you play solo, I'd say 90% of the players are incredibly friendly. You'll meet that one guy who will betray you and make your life miserable, but I'd say if you're running the free loadout slots trying to do your quest, you're not losing anything. You're not really losing that much. You're not risking much, and the reward you get for potentially dying or extracting is quite high, and I think that is what makes Arc Raiders so enjoyable and easy to get into for a lot of players. So if you're going to start now in a PvE friendly environment, and also not that much PvP, but a little bit of it, because the PvP element is what makes this game actually exciting and has that risk. If it was strictly PvE, I don't think people would enjoy it as much. I know that a lot of PvE gamers like this aspect where you're just fighting robots and out in the open world as an MMO and supporting each other, but the PvP element is what gives it that, you know, that sensual tension between other players and trying to cooperate, whether they're good, whether they're bad, and it makes the loot and the extraction process a lot more challenging and exciting. With the fresh new start, a fresh world, fresh players, people are going to help each other. Raiders out there in the open are going to be mostly friendly, and they want to complete their quests until the end of the game's life cycle. And I don't think this game is going to end particularly soon. They have a 10-year plan, and there's tons of potential that this game can add, whether it be cosmetics, quests, guns, and all of that good stuff. It's pure chaos right now. You don't know what to expect, whether players are going to be friendly or it's going to be a PvP fest. And that's the best thing about the beginning of a game's life cycle such as this. But I will warn you, this will not be the case in the next couple of months, where people have started to understand how the game works, understand the meta, what the best weapons are, and how to make your lives absolutely miserable. So start playing now, otherwise you're not going to get to enjoy this fresh new experience. Now, while I did say that there was no server wipe that happens with the developers' decisions, there is a manual wipe that you can do yourself, and I'm so glad the developers decided to add this. And so what this does is basically it restarts your account over as a prestige system, so you'll potentially be getting some really cool bonuses, cosmetic rewards for starting your character over. And this is for the hardcore gamers, the people that are unemployed or actually really love this game and want to continue to show people that, hey, I like this game so much and I love looting so much. I'm a loot lord, goblin loot lord, and I'm going to keep playing it and challenging myself. Once I have the highest levels of gear, it's not that engaging or not as fun because there's no real risk anymore. At the end of the day, if you are only playing for PvP and loot, you're gonna get bored of the loot because you already have everything. In the PvP aspect, you're going to simply find a lot of players who are just questing and ratting around, and it's not as engaging. But of course, the best way to play PvP is to get into those duos and trios, because essentially that game mode is PvP central. You're not gonna find friendly players. I'd say 9 times out of 10, it's going to be chaos. So what this prestige system does is it allows players to keep playing the game that feels new. You know, when you start over from scratch, one, you're not powerful anymore. You're not overpowered. Bosses are stronger again. Small little hornets and wasps are absolutely dangerous, and you have to take caution when it comes to playing any single map and game mode, whether it be solo queue, duos, or trios. Everything is going to be dangerous, just like how it was when you first started this game. And so I applaud the devs for adding this, and I hope to see more good stuff like this very soon. And that also kind of brings me to my next point, is that every single piece of loot is valuable. You have no idea what to keep and what to sell unless you go to Wikipedia or ChatGPT and look at every single item and what it's going to be used for, whether you need it to level up your crafting systems, refinery, weapon workshop, all of that. Unless you are Googling every single one of those items, then you have no idea what is valuable and what is not. And it's also really fun to learn what costs the most, so you can kind of, you know, prioritize which one you should be keeping in your inventory, because you only have so much space. Some people are not rocking level 3 tactical slots to keep in your inventory, or the looting augment, so that you can store 3 valuables when you are just being a loot goblin. And so being able to find something that is purple, that is legendary, and we're like, wow, what is this worth? I can't wait to extract with this and find out how much it is and try to look for it again. It's really important to enjoy that type of game, because once you play, it's kind of like a Dark Souls game. There is no way and really no words that you can express when it comes to your first playthrough of a Souls-like game, because you have no idea what is going to happen. Everything before you, after you, or that you're looking at, is going to be challenging and a surprise. There is no way you can recapture that once you start looking at all the guides, YouTube videos, and Wikipedia pages for Arc Raiders and any of the Souls-like games. There's no way, and that's why playing Arc Raiders right now is so special, because there's so much new things for you to learn. This goes back to playing Tarkov when I first started. There was so many things I had to learn. Within the first 3,000 hours, I'd say I've learned about half of what Tarkov has to offer. I've learned about how much maybe a bar of soap cost, how much the AK-47 costs. I've learned about ammo types. Like, what are these different ammo types? There's T45s, there's 7.62s. There is so much to learn. It's such a high skill curve. And once I learned about all of that, within the first 3,000 hours, it became not as impressive or enlightening to me anymore. I didn't get that, that warm, fuzzy feeling that I got when I first learned that, oh, you can jump off buildings and grab onto ledges in Arc Raiders. That is something that you can never replicate, ever. And so Arc Raiders simply has that feeling now. And that's why I'm saying this is one of the best times to play the game, where you start learning all these new mechanics. Sure, if you don't go on YouTube or you don't go on any social media whatsoever, you'll learn all of this slowly. But the thing is, there's a lot of players in game that will try to help you. There are helpful players out there that will be like, hey, did you know that this costs this much? Or you can go over here and let me just Sherpa you and guide you through everything so that your game is a lot more mundane. And personally, I love these games where I can figure things out myself and just try to enjoy the game for what it is, instead of just trying to get the highest level every single time. Now, I am an employed gamer, unfortunately. But the thing is that it's fun being low leveled. It's fun not knowing everything, because as soon as you know how to do everything, you're gonna get bored. Then you're gonna get frustrated because you didn't do what you were supposed to do. If you're new to the game, if you're bad at it, it doesn't matter how well you play, you can still have fun because you don't know everything. Another point I like to make is that there's so much secrets that you can start to learn about this game, whether it be the lore, whether it be how to efficiently find the best loot patterns. A lot of players and YouTubers are going to start posting the best way to earn $1 million in this game, and I'm sure those videos exist, but I personally am not going to be looking at it. I want to find my own patterns. I want to explore every single nook and cranny, every single building, because there is a lot of detail in this game. You guys have seen that you have to shoot the rotors, and the wasp will start flying around so silly like, and the game looks amazing that way. The AI will still surprise you in so many ways. If you start seeing them on YouTube videos already, you're gonna be spoiled. That's why a lot of people who are trying to check out some YouTube videos, they're gonna get spoiled, and they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, maybe I shouldn't have spoiled myself on certain bosses, certain weapons, because there's nothing like finding that weapon or actually fighting that boss for the first time and seeing it come into fruition and beat the living snot out of you. There's just no feeling. And video games, they are an art form. They're an art form that give you different kinds of feelings that you will remember for the rest of your life. You never forget your first Souls boss. You never forget the first time you got your ass kicked. And that for me was Demon Souls. I could not for the life of me beat the tutorial boss, and my goodness, I still remember that to this day when I played the game when I was like 10 years old. And really, it's all about the stories. The best stories happen when the game first launches. You'll find the nicest people. You'll find a crazy AI movement, and the AI is, I guarantee the AI is going to be complex, and it's still going to be learning how to beat you. It's crazy, and it's an exponential type of thing. It's basically the Wild West but with robots, and there's going to be so much nonsense being thrown at you once they start adding new bosses, new enemy types, new weapons, new worlds, and I cannot wait for that. This game is simply going to be riveting when you start joining now, because you can kind of just follow its journey. The tension is real. The experience of the Wild West, that's what what this feels like. You're in here, you're trying to survive. There is so much to do in this game. You have free loadouts, so you can have low expectations but high rewards and a high amount of fun as well. It's honestly history in the making. This game really took everything that was good about other extraction shooters and just other games as well, and put those finer details into one solid piece of work. And that's my take on why you should play Arc Raiders right now instead of For Honor. I'll tell you that much. Besides that, there's so many good things about Arc Raiders. I plan to make a lot more content discussing Arc Raiders and showcasing all the new content that's going to be coming, and maybe make some tier lists on the weapons as well. You know, I am enjoying the crap out of this game. I said before that I would have loved to make content on Tarkov, but Tarkov just requires so much time and effort, and this game doesn't require that much time to enjoy it and actually have fun. It's not as challenging, but it has the same kind of feeling you get from Tarkov when you extract with certain items and get kills. And so I'm happy to be playing this game, and I'm glad you guys are enjoying the game as well and enjoying the video. So if you enjoyed what I do here and want to support what I do here, like, comment, and all that good. Subscribe if you want to see more discussions, and I will see you guys in the next one, okay? Bye-bye.